Hi, I'm Pat Kiernan. Welcome to Pat's Papers. We go through U.S. newspapers big and small to bring you the stories that we find most important and most interesting. My favorite story today is the one about the typeface. Wall Street Journal, front page, coverage of the global campaign to ban the use of the comic typeface. Created 15 years ago at Microsoft, the simulated comic book lettering is now viewed as overused and unwelcome by a lot of graphic designers. The joke goes like this. It says, Comic Sans walks into a bar. Bartender says, "We don't serve your type." Lots of coverage today in border states on the president's visit to Mexico. The San Diego Union Tribune says the president will likely step up enforcement of laws that ban the transfer of semi-automatic guns. The president did not indicate that he would seek a renewal of a total ban on assault weapons. A related story in the Seattle Times today, which says applications for concealed weapons licenses have jumped dramatically in anticipation of tighter regulation. There's a local connection in many cities with the bankruptcy filing by the country's second largest shopping mall operator, General Growth Properties. The Miami Herald says it should be business as usual at 4 South Florida malls despite the GGP announcement. In Iowa City, the Press Citizen says local mall Coral Ridge shouldn't have any problems. It has a 99% occupancy rate and attracts about 10 million visitors a year. Also on the front page of the Press Citizen, great photo here, 3 veteran gym rats. The paper says these gentlemen, all in or near their 80s, meet 3 times a week and they exercise as a group. Move over Starbucks. There is a new coffee in town. The New York Daily News says McDonald's is now offering caffeine addicts a McFix with a new menu of specialty coffee drinks. The paper did some unofficial taste testing on the streets, concluding that the McDonald's versions were sweeter and stronger than versions from Starbucks. President Obama's $8 billion plan to build a national high-speed rail system got major play in cities including Chicago, which would serve as a hub for the 110-mile-per-hour trains. The Chicago Tribune says the new system could be in place within 4 years. John Madden wasn't saying much himself yesterday about the reasons behind his decision to retire from broadcasting near his home in California. The San Francisco Chronicle says he was at the top of his game with his analysis of this year's Super Bowl. Across the Bay, Contra Costa Times columnist and longtime friend of Madden, Cal Inman, got the analyst to go into more detail. The legendary football icon said spending more time with his family is at the top of his retirement to-do list. Also on the agenda, more time with his video game business, on the golf course, and playing bocce. On the front page of the New York Times, there is yet another report about a strong profit number coming in from a big bank. It was J.P. Morgan yesterday. The story says this is a silver cloud with a dark lining because there are still a lot of concerns when it comes to real estate. The Times and the Washington Post both lead with details of the CIA terrorism techniques as revealed yesterday in Bush administration documents made public by the Justice Department. Techniques such as keeping someone awake for 11 days straight. These methods were authorized as early as 2002, and some of them remained in use until 2005. As cash-strapped promoters scramble to find funds, some music festivals are getting rocked by the recession. That according to a report in the Los Angeles Times today. Finally, are you tired of checking Fido at the airport? Pet Airways, the nation's first animal-only airline, is scheduled to launch weekly flights between a handful of cities on July 14th. This is according to a report in the Florida Sun-Sentinel. The airline says the idea for this company came as human-centric airlines continue to raise fees and restrictions for pet owners traveling with their animals. Each morning we send out our email list of our favorite stories. You can subscribe to it on our website at patspapers.com. That's also where you'll find links to all of the stories I've talked about in the webcast today.